Hello students, welcome back. We talked about the syllabus. Now let's go to modules. If you click modules, you're going to get something like this. Start here, and this module is written by UNT Dallas DLIT. So if you have any question, you'll have to talk to DLIT people. And then it goes with start here, overview and objectives. You can read through these. And then navigating Canvas course, so getting used to Canvas system. Basically, if you go through one course about Canvas, then the other courses are pretty much the same as well. Oh, by the way, there are some softwares and all kind of things available. And course learning objectives and instructions. These are rather bureaucratic and they're all in the syllabus, but here you go. So Calculus 1 is prerequisite, and then required text and software. We already discussed it in syllabus. And course goals and learning objectives, bureaucratic, very bureaucratic. Instructor contact information, again, everything is in syllabus. And then online attendance and participation, grading policy, again syllabus, netiquette, ADA compliance, very, very bureaucratic. I don't think anybody actually goes through any of those. Anyway, okay, all right, let's go back to modules. Basically what we did is going through these two modules, written and managed by DLIT. Highly bureaucratic, still you don't want to spend too much time on it, but then again, and maybe going through once for all the courses you're going to take, that may be necessary. If you already did for one course, then you don't have to repeat it here. Okay, and then let's go to all those modules here. Week 1, Week 2, Week 3, and all these are arranged accordingly. And then Week 8 is the exam week. Week 9, 10, 11, and week 15 is the review week, and the final week, no exam, no final exam, and we do other things like projects or second attempts for the exam if you did badly in the exam, things like those. Okay, and then if you go down here, we have some WebAssign linked here. For example, if you want to go through ebook, it's here. Oh, looks like you have to log in. Maybe it won't let me in. Yeah, that's right. It won't let me in because I only have instructor account, no student account, so I cannot show you. Sorry about that. Okay, let's come back here, modules. So I'm in as a student view, so I cannot show you what was going on. I'll talk about WebAssign in a separate video. So modules are like this. First two modules are really bureaucratic, but all the other modules are related to course materials. If you go to any module, week 1 is a bit different. We have week 0, preliminary materials are here. You may choose to skip it if you're comfortable with Calculus 1. And then this is week 1 materials. Otherwise, just week 2, preliminary learning materials, which are basically publishers' PPT files, and then some lesson videos by publisher, and then required learning materials, and those are lesson notebooks and then lesson videos that I created. And these are going to be a little bit more in line with the problems I write. After all, I write the exam, so what I wrote here as my lecture note and lesson videos is going to be more directly related to the way I teach. And these are from publishers. So things are going like this: preliminary learning materials, which you can skim through basically, and then required learning materials where you have to spend really a lot of time. And week 3, pretty much like that. let's go back to week 1. Week 1 is a bit of an exception. We have 2 of these. Well, okay, welcome, and okay, these are going to be the introduction videos. And then overview, objectives, and instructions. And they're rather bureaucratic, and learning objectives are pretty much the same. For all math courses, I mean, critical thinking and communication and empirical and quantitative skills. Instructions are all pretty much the same as well, but week 0 is a little bit different. I mean, it talks about what kind of sections to skip. That's because this is preliminary. Usually, in normal week, there's no section to skip. So instruction is going to be pretty much the same, which I'll show you a bit later. Week 0 is like this. We have class notes and the lesson videos. Let me show you class note. Click and then Wolfram Player will open like this. Now I'm using full version of Wolfram Mathematica, so I have this window in my right hand side. That'll be used to typeset and write. If you're using the free version Wolfram Player, you're not going to get this. Now, how do I maneuver here? We have all these sections, sections 1 through 5. Do you see these arrow boxes on your right hand side? That's the best way. If you don't see it, then if you move your cursor closer, then it'll show up. Actually, it's related to version. If you're using a little bit fancy new version, then you don't see it originally. But if you move your cursor closer, then it'll become visible. I'm using a little bit older versions, so they are visible here. Anyway, go there and then select the cell and double click to open. And double click to close. Double click to open and then double click subsection 1.1. And then what do we have here? We have some antiderivative formulae. I hope everybody remembers. Second antiderivative formula, the third antiderivative formula. And then second section, kind of like this. Double click to close. Another way to open it is to click these arrows here. Not the arrows, were some some arrow-like symbol here. Click that. But then again, you cannot close it back, so you have to go to the right. Select the cell and then double click to close. Double click to open, and then let's open 2.3. Open up. If you want to see the answer key, double click to open. Here's the answer key, kind of like that. The topics, they're all from Calculus 1, so that should not be any kind of trouble. Now, if you open up lesson videos, they're going to be associated to all these. Here's a video, and then let me kill the sound, and then increase the resolution. Okay, all right. And then fast forward a little bit, and the explanation is going on. My face will not show up, but that's okay. All you need is a notebook and explanation. Fast forward further, kind of like these. And then second lesson video. Please note that the lesson videos are based upon the lecture notebook. So it's a good idea to open up the lesson notebook and then watch the lesson video, and then frequently stop and then do some work on you and come back. That's the most effective way to do it. Now, this is week 0, but if you go to week 1, then things are going to be pretty much the same from this point on. Week 1, week 2, week 3, they're all the same. Here's the instruction. Open the class note first and go through the lesson videos and example problems at class note, basically going back and forth, and review the topics, and then begin the assignment problems. Okay? There are plenty of exercise problems with the answer key in the lesson notebook. Go through those first. I cover some of them in the lesson videos, but not all of them. And then go through those, Then you're ready to go over to the exercise problem set, required homework problem set in Canvas. And also, you'll have to do something similar in WebAssign as well. And then these are preliminary learning materials. And let me show you one of them. PowerPoint file. Kind of like this. And then you can just skim through these, I guess. And if you learn better with these PowerPoints, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. All other instructors use just publish a software and then do not make his or her own. So that's fine. It's just that I think mine is a little bit better, but also there's another reason. I'm a little bit worried about the copyright issue. In order to run these HyFlex education, I have to have some videos, lesson videos of my own. And then if I use all this publisher's materials, then there's copyright issue. That's another reason I made my own. But bigger reason, of course, is to make my instruction more effective. Let's see, class notes associated with week 1 is like this. Here it is. And then, okay, anyway, here. And then, if you want, for example, section 1, find this arrow box, double click to open, and then double click to open, kind of like that. Double click to open, double click to close, double click to open the next section, and so on. And as for lesson videos, there you go. Let me open one. It's similar. Okay, sound is already killed. So fast forward a little bit. Do you recognize the picture and all? They go hand in hand with the lesson notebooks I just created. I just showed you before. Okay, so much for the modules. They go kind of like these. And they're kind of similar, except week 8, you have to do some exam review. And then here comes the class note, which is a summary. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here's a summary. And yeah, all those formulas. And then practice exam, okay. Practice exam problems. Yeah, these are exam problems. Exam problems. Exam problems, and so on and so forth. Exam problems. And then these lesson videos are associated to the exam problem set, the practice exam problem set. Let me fast forward, and so on and so forth. So week 8 is a little bit different, but still the large structure remains the same. That's how modules are arranged and associated. Okay, all right. Now, do you have time for assignments? I guess not. So let's stop here and let's talk about assignments in a separate video.